78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. It is wonderful to be back in the studio. Another wonderful Saturday, and I am excited to be here in Yomatan to talk about positive things, right? Another great Saturday. Woke up this morning, got a chance to catch the sunrise. Let me tell you how amazing that is. When you wake up, and sometimes the sun's already up, or sometimes it's still a little dark outside. But when you get a chance to wake up right on time to watch the sun rise up for a new day, it's something magical about that, something special. And I got to enjoy that this morning right here in Yomatan. Our towers, the angle that I have is right over the water, so I saw the sun coming up right over the water, and I got to experience the energy of a new day starting off. Then I hit the gym this morning. Hey, it's game time, right? I can't tell you guys how to take care of yourselves mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, intellectually if I'm not doing those things for myself, right? So that was one of my goals for this morning. Say, hey, wake up, hit this gym, get your routine going, keep it moving, hit the show, and then hit the lighthouse, right? Get your spiritual feel, right? Get your recharge in. So 78.6 FM, so excited to be back here on FM Yomatan today and talk about some cool stuff, man. And today, just kind of want to catch you up on what's going on with Positive Vibes Radio Show, the tour, and the information, right? What's going on with the show. And I'm going to move this down a little bit. Is that a little better? Yeah. I'll move it closer. I got my teammate over here telling me to move the mic closer, see? Hey, so one of the coolest things is what's happening next. And you really want to get a chance to reflect on where you've been before you start focusing on where you're going. I had a teammate come in, Miss Bernetia, I want to say her right name right, Bernetia Killens, and she spoke this week to our young airmen, our E1s to E4s, and she was talking to them about a lot of folks who, when you're looking in the past, right, and you're looking in the future, that's where most of our focuses are. She does this thing with her thumbs. You're living in the past or you're living in the future. And the problem is, if those are the only two options that you're utilizing, when are you being present and in the moment and in the current status of your life? When are you focusing on what's important to you right now? Because so many of us are living in the past. So many of us are so focused on the future, laser focused on the future, that we're failing to be present in the moment, right now, right here. And when we can't appreciate the things that we have right now, right here, it makes it difficult to be grateful and to show gratitude for the things that you have right now and right here. So I tell my teammates all the time, I said, you can't hold on to the past so tightly. That's the road to depression. You can't focus on the future so strongly. That's the road to anxiety. You got to make sure that you're reflecting on the present moments and being present and being mindful of what's right here and right now. And listen to me, when I say that, that's those people, places, and things that are important to you right now. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. We're talking about a couple of things today, but I want to definitely give a shout out to all the teammates, family, and friends that have been a part of our journey this far and who are supporting the next moves. Trainerswarehouse.com. I can't tell you, I know I say this every week, but we've been going to these conferences. This week we had the Tri-Service Dental Conference, right? The Tri-Service Dental Conference. Now, if you guys aren't tracking what this is and why this is significant, this was the event where 275 dentists, dental assistants, lab techs are all in the room. And it's not just from here, not just our service with the Air Force that I work in. It's all branches of service, the Japanese Defense Forces dentists, and we had civilian dentists. So we had a wonderful opportunity to pour into a group that only meets only once every couple of years sometimes. And this was the 67th annual. So they've been doing this for 67 years, or had 67 opportunities, barring COVID, to get together in this forum. And so what I did was I was one of the keynotes for the social. So I came in, and it was really cool because my goal was to come in with energy into this event, right? So I just got to bring energy. My teammate, thank you guys so much, Belen Rico and Tyler Roberts, for showing up, and we did our thing. We came up with a game plan, how to get the group involved. And one of the most amazing opportunities was Dr. William Dorfman, Now, I hit his team up a few weeks prior, and I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, but I need to find a way to connect to dentists. I'm not a dentist. Can you help me? And Dr. Dorfman, if you're not following who he is a very famous celebrity dentist, and he's also, 2.5 million views on Instagram. So, when you have these views of how to reach out to people and say, hey, can you help me connect? And I'll tell you, I've reached out to a lot of people over the last couple of years. I've hit up a lot of people, but it's the few that are so amazing and wonderful that don't hesitate. When you tell them what you're trying to do, when you share your vision, they lock in with you. And all they say is, yes, yes, yes. Tell me what you need. Tell me when it's due by. Tell me how I can help. And that's exactly what he did. So shout out to Dr. William Dorfman. He puts on the email, Bill Dorfman, right? Hey, man, I can't tell you how much we appreciated your support. Can't wait to see what your daughter does with her career. If you guys aren't tracking, you can see on Instagram, it's Anna. And she is IG, it's Anna is her tag. She's a very talented singer, amazing singer-songwriter, and we got a chance to sample some of her music during the event. So I can't tell you, Dr. William Dorfman, how much we appreciate you sharing your daughter's amazing talent with the group, the message you gave us for innovation. I really think it did exactly what we were hoping for those events. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say that enough. Going back to trainerswarehouse.com. Trainers Warehouse, we took your thumb balls out there, right? So if you guys aren't tracking and you've seen it on the show, next week you'll see it again when we have Belinda and Gary here in the room. But we throw the thumb balls around, and it's conversation getters. We didn't have a lot of time, so we just threw it to a couple of people. But even the reaction from that group who've never seen it before, right? It's like, cool, let me answer this question. One of the guys had a really cute answer. And the question was, if you can do your life all over again, what would you change? And his response was, I wouldn't change a thing. And I thought that was amazing. And his wife was standing next to him, and she's grinning because I was like, yeah, because that includes wifey, right? He was like, yes, right? So they hugged and kissed. It was just a beautiful moment for not just myself, but for the team that was there supporting that event. And yes, 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 Trainers Warehouse, thank you so much for providing us with the tools to educate, encourage, and inspire, because I couldn't do it without you. And I'm sure there'd be other ways to open up conversations that I could have found, but to make it this special and the way that we do it and the way that we deliver is unique to anyone else. And I know they'll try, and I hope they buy your equipment, buy your tools, buy all the accessories you provide. But the magic that we've been able to share with the messages that we deliver, I just want to give you always a weekly shout out. Say thank you for trusting us with your products, your collaborations, your support, your consistent support, and your wonderful encouragement. So moving forward, Happiness Studies Academy. Oh, man. So Happiness Studies Academy, if you guys aren't tracking Dr. Tal Ben Shahar, our Resiliency 2.0 mission that we had all last year, that has been still moving, still ongoing, updating slides as we speak, information, videos. Dr. Tal's team is amazing. If you're not tracking the Happiness Studies Academy, check them out. The message is just really second to none. So 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome, PositiveVibesRadioShow.com. We want to say thank you to the Happiness Studies Academy for all the support and encouragement and connecting throughout this last 2-year journey. Thank you so much. Right, moving forward, I always can say all the masterclass speakers, the list is too long. But if you've encouraged, educated, and inspired with us through our masterclass series, if you've been one of our speakers, thank you for everything you've done, man. We were looking at numbers of all the folks who signed up and registered for the last couple of months for this series, since we started this year. And the folks that we've brought in, Mark Tilsher, Atlas Altman, you call it Jason Womack. I mean, these folks have been amazing. And then this week coming up, we got Major General retired Jeannie Leavitt, the United States Air Force's first fighter pilot, is going to be in the room with us this week, virtually, of course. But we're dedicating one of our classrooms at the center. My center is dedicating a classroom. I had to pick someone, and I said, you know what? There's no one else that epitomizes women history in the United States military than this lady right here. And we got her nice, I'm not going to spoil it, but we got her something. We're going to present it on Wednesday. It's going to be an amazing opportunity to showcase her talents. So Major General Leavitt and the rest of our speakers and the folks who've been supporting our masterclass series, right? Keith Abraham coming up this month. I can't wait we got Jay France coming up next month. Just amazing speakers and coming in. And again, it's the few special souls, spirits, and hearts that when you say, hey, this is what I see, what I'm trying to do, the vision I have to pour into others. And when you see these people respond so quickly, and when they're like, hey, say less, how can I help? Say less, what do you need? Say less, where do I need to be? That just, it just sends a vibe through the entire room. As soon as you open up those messages, it's just wow. It's powerful and wonderful and beautiful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not going to talk about everybody who supports. We don't have a lot of time to do that. But I will do this and sum it up like this. If you've supported Positive Vibes Radio Show, you've been a part of our tour, which is coming up, of course, or the trips that we have coming, right, up next month. We're supposed to do Hawaii at the end of this month. That may or may not happen due to situations when it comes to how we process budgets. But we also have England next month. Really excited about that. San Antonio in May. Really excited about that. And then Florida in June. Come on, man. All of these opportunities are because of the teams behind us that I mentioned recently that have supported, trusted, and encouraged the messages that are delivered in each one of these visits. So thank you, thank you, thank you. What are we talking about today? I think we're going to talk about purpose. I think I got the mic right now, right? Is the mic good? All right, mic's good. I'm going to talk about purpose. I have a teammate, a buddy who teaches all the time. If you want to find your purpose, you got to do this. We can't. And I told him, I said, that's not what we're teaching. You can't tell someone how to find their life's purpose. That's not possible because everybody's story is different. Even attempting that is literally reflecting, or what's the word I'm looking for, projecting your journey on someone else. And that's not what we do. However, you can help someone find their why. You could open up, there's so many books. Simon Sinek, start with, find your, right? Why? And when people are able to do that, when they go back to the basics and realize this is why I started, this is why this is important to me, this is why I'm passionate about this. This is how I help others. When you can do that and you can connect those dots, then people will start finding their purpose. Not the way you did it, not the way your father did it, mother did it, but based on how their life journey takes off. It's how their purpose will arrive to them. I heard something powerful the other day. I got a few minutes. So I heard something powerful the other day. My man said, it was Denzel Washington, as a matter of fact. And I love Denzel's speech. If you guys haven't heard it, it's on YouTube. It's the graduation speech. And YouTube, he says, when you're on your deathbed, you're going to be surrounded by ghosts. You're going to be surrounded by ghosts of the opportunities and the choices you didn't make. And they're going to come to you, and I'm paraphrasing, but they're going to come to you and say, I wish you would have made this decision. Why didn't you fight more for this? Why didn't you put more effort towards this? And it's not about comparison, right? We live our lives always comparing ourselves to other people. But at the end of your story, yours, are you making decisions based on what you want for your life? Or are you doing it because of what other people think is what's good for you? What other people want for you? What are the opportunities that you see that you're passionate about, that you care about, and that you want for your story? You say, we can talk all day about purpose and why, but if you don't understand the difference, then you're running around in the wrong circle. You're running to the wrong finish line. So I'm going to help you a little bit with that when we come back, right? Can't tell you how to find your purpose, but I can probably help you find your why. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. I'm so excited to be back for another Saturday. Can't wait to talk to you a little bit more about purpose and why. And I will be right back after this break. I hope you enjoy the commercials. See you in just a few seconds. Bye. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes with Winsome. I'm trying to talk to you today about living on purpose, in purpose, and with purpose. Let's go back. Living on purpose, in purpose, and with purpose. So when you go backwards to go forwards, right? So let's talk about on purpose. I told you this morning when I woke up, I wanted to get up and deliberately enjoy the sunrise. I wanted to deliberately go to the gym today. I wanted to deliberately plan to go to the lighthouse to recharge today. Zampa Lighthouse, which experienced their 50th anniversary. Before I continue, I know I was on fire, right? Because I'm burning the mic up. I'm just kidding. But the Zampa Lighthouse celebrated their 50th anniversary. They had a nightlight event on Wednesday from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. The lighthouse was open. And I really wanted to go. I had been talking about it all weekend and all week leading up to that day. So I'm sitting in my office. I'm geared up to go. It's 2:30. I had planned to leave at 3 because it was a team of us going. And I get this requirement that had to be done by the end of the day. And so I'm looking. I'm like, okay, let me just get the requirement knocked out. I'm just going to show up to the lighthouse later. And so I'm doing a requirement, which basically I had to write a package for someone. And the product that I received was questionable. I had to work on it, right? It wasn't something I could just do real quick and send up. So I'm working on this. Putting the time in. 3:30 goes by. 4:30 goes by. Now it's 5:30. I don't really feel like going to the lighthouse no more. That's exactly how it happened. I don't even feel like going anymore. I'm just tired, right? Now my brain power is spent in this package that I'm writing for someone. And I'm writing bullets. I'm using technology to tighten this sentences up. I'm doing all this writing. And the voice over here, the self-talk we talk about, the voice over here is like, hey, man, just get up, go. You can do like 30 minutes. You can still walk up there, see what it looks like at nighttime. This voice over here was, yeah, remember how important your rest is, man. You're giving all this energy to this right here. This is more important, all right, what you're working on right now. This is important not for you, but because you're putting energy into the success of someone else. Let me say that again. This voice was reminding me, you're putting your energy into the success and the story of someone else. What you had planned is cool. It's really great. It sounds fun. Sounds like an experience. But this that you're working on right now, it's going to be long lasting. Someone's going to appreciate it. They're going to be able to take it with them. Not just that memory that you're going to have, but someone's journey, story you're helping craft right now. So I gave him everything I had. I kept going, tippity tap tap, typing. I left out of there about 7 o'clock that night. I definitely did not feel like getting in my car, driving to the lighthouse, and then getting home. I just didn't have it in me. And then I woke up the next morning, and I tell you, I did not regret my decision. Because if you know me, you know that I care about pouring into others and looking out for other people. This was an opportunity for me to work on this and also provide feedback to the person that submitted me the first product, right? And I understood that the time that I put in there and poured into this was going to help this other person out. And sometimes we forget that. We get so wrapped up in our story and why this other thing is so important to me and why this is me. But I realized that this isn't about me. This is me taking my heart and my energy and pouring into somebody else and helping their path, their story. And we talk all about that when we're talking about purpose and why. Why do we do what we do? I could have went to the lighthouse because I love the lighthouse. But I poured into this project because I love this person. The lighthouse ain't going nowhere. But this opportunity for this person might. So sometimes we forget these things when we're navigating our why we do what we do. How is it helping someone else? Why am I passionate about what I'm doing? And at the end of the day, when you can actually relate those things, connect those things, right? It actually shows you why you took the steps that you took. And when you reflect and you see this person winning that you supported, or you see that person that you helped out succeed in their journey or goal that they have for themselves, it changes everything because you are a part of their victory as well. It's not just their win, it's our win, right? So when you look at jobs and the way people see what they do every single day, there's different ways you can perceive it, look at it, and experience it. I was listening to Dr. Tao's book today. You know, I listened to Audible, and it was talking about doctors. Now, some people see doctors as busy, super busy. From the moment they walk in, get their first charts, they're going through, walking from room to room, right? Then others see doctors as some of them are working towards a goal. I want to rise up in the ranks, right? I want to move into different wards. I want to be ahead of this section, whatever, moving towards a goal. And then you have the other doctor, a completely different level and viewpoint and perspective is, I'm here. I've always wanted to do this. I wanted to change lives, save lives, take care of people. When I walk in the morning, I think about how many lives can I save? How many lives can I change? Listen to me. The busy doctor doing a job. The doctor trying to climb the ladder. And the doctor that's trying to find his why, his purpose, and living it every single day. Do you see? I tell people, which one are you? Is it a job, career, or your purpose? Or your calling? Excuse me. Job, career, or your calling? It's important to know that before you wake up every single day and do what you do. Why do you do what you do? Why do I get up every Saturday and come here to FM Yomatan and speak into this microphone where thousands and tens of thousands of people have podcasts? Why do I do what I do? I love this community. If you ask my teammate here, they'll tell you, hey, I'm always in Yomatan somewhere. I'm about to go to a Tabi's after this. Give me a burger on the way to the lighthouse. And then after I leave the Zampa Lighthouse, I'm going to go finish my clothes right here in the village that's in the laundromat. Great Smiles or Big Smiles, whatever it's called over there. So listen to me. I do what I do because I love what we do. I remember the day I walked into the station and the station manager said, we just need you to be positive. Bring a positive message, positive energy. And remember, when I first started, I was talking about everything. The news, what's going on with COVID. We were talking about movies. We were talking about travel. And then we changed it. I said we need to bring a message, something that people can walk away with and apply. Not just what everybody else is doing. That's what everybody else is doing, talking about what's going on. No, let's talk about people's life, human relations. Let's talk about how to grow, develop, be better than yesterday. Because everybody has a podcast talking about all those different things. But how many people are speaking to the community and speaking to their hearts? Let's ask that question again. Speaking to the community and speaking to their hearts. There's no politics, no religion. There's no news updates in here. It's all about how can you be better than you were yesterday? How can you thrive? How can you grow no matter what is coming against you? How can you be the best version of you? Now, if you can peel that onion back and we can go over all the things we talked about over every segment. If I just, when I'm editing, I'm even chopping down like, okay, what was the best part of this message that I want to pull? But I realize we say so much throughout, like it's kind of hard to edit those things sometimes. Just let it play. Run it back. Because there's a lot of people that come in here with a script. And not into this station, of course, but into podcasts or those conversations. And if you really pay attention, if you're really paying attention, a lot of them do what they do for ratings or clicks or attention. It's not why I do what we do. It's not my purpose. It's not my why. Educate, encourage, and inspire. That's my why. My purpose in life is to pour into others and to be a beacon of light that I wish I had in my life before I got started on this journey. Those people that meant something to me, that poured into me, I owe them this. Those people that took time out of their day, invited me over, picked up the phone to check on me, I owe them this. Those people that love me and that want me to succeed and to experience life, I owe them this. And then when you really peel the onion back even further, I owe myself this, just like you do. To wake up and live. To wake up every single day and live. That means experience new things, try new foods. I know my team ain't gonna laugh because I always eat the same thing. I'm a creature of habit, right? But for others, to try new things, new experiences, new places. I tease all the time when we're teaching. How many of you, and I start naming off different places in just Okinawa. How many of you have been to Miyako? How many of you have been to Ishigaki? How many of you have been to Iijima? How many of you, and I mentioned all of these locations to the folks in the classroom, and you should see how few hands go up. And I'm like, why? Oh, I didn't even know we can go there. I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know. What is the reason that we're here? What's the reason that we showed up? And if you peel the onion back, we can be in anywhere of the world. We could be anywhere in the world. But we are in one of the most beautiful islands in the world. And we're not experiencing it. And if you're not experiencing this island, you're feeling, what is your purpose for being here? We share stories all the time about the fact that we're living and exploring in a blue zone. And if you're not tracking what a blue zone is, here in Okinawa in itself, the life expectancy is so much longer than in our nation, the United States. Here, people live longer. They thrive longer. They survive longer. And they live happier, more fulfilled lives. Isn't that crazy? Not just because of what they put into their bodies, but what they pour out. My teammate will tell you always something: be kind, be nice, be sweet, have good energy, be positive. I'm like, wow, that's the thing, huh? That's here. That's here. Because I promise you, leaving California on the way here, I didn't get all of those things. So what is my purpose? My purpose now is to take everything I've learned, everything I've experienced, everything that I know, and pour into others. So if you can do that, if you know that's your why, find a way to do it. We'll be right back after this break. .6 FM positive vibes with Winsome. We were talking about living in purpose, on purpose, and with purpose. You can say that in any order you want to. On purpose, in purpose, and with purpose. All right, when you get up, why do you do what you do? When you're going through your day, what motivates you? When you're recharging, why is that the way you chose to recharge? Why is that how you chose to live your life? See, the choices we make and the habits we form, why did that become your story? I can't wait. We got so many opportunities to go out in the next couple of months to teach. I had one group that said, hey, we want leadership stuff. I looked at it. I was like, okay, cool. So what kind of leadership stuff you want? Leadership, followership, communication. We want some of this. What was the other one? Leadership, followership, understanding biases or combating biases. We want some follower leadership. You want leadership 360. Leadership, leadership, leadership. I get it. I got it. Send it, right? I just looked at the entire 3-day trip that I'm about to go on, and I was like, hey, I just want to throw this in there because it's a really good friend of mine. I love him. And I was like, Ish, what about a little bit of emotional intelligence habits? You got all leadership, but why don't we put some human relations in there? Because what we do with that, we go human relations, we start talking about why you do what you do. We start talking about not living with regrets. We start talking about being a purposeful leader. We start talking about leading with integrity. Not just all the other foundational feedbacks and all this other stuff, but your presence, your character, all of these things are tied into that. If you do it the right way. Leadership 360, John C. Maxwell, I get it. I love that material. I love the fact that you can talk about, I'm leading, but I can't do this without you. Servant leadership. We have to be able to lead each other, and I need your feedback to grow. I can't do this without you. I love that, right? I get it. However.com. We also got to build people up. We got to grow them. We have to develop them. We have to make sure that they are growing to be emotionally intelligent, growth mindset leaders. And if we're not doing that, we're failing people. We have to pull that into them. We have to make that an integral, critical part of everything we teach. Emotional, intelligent leadership. I get you, but if you call yourself a leader, you got to know your people. You got to know their stories. What's the purpose of leading if you don't know how to do it? If you're treating people like checkers pieces instead of chess pieces. So 100%, we get titles sometimes, we get thrown in. That's where imposter syndrome comes in at, right? We're not really sure what we're doing. So why don't we give them the tools? I'm just adding that because that's one of the trips coming up. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to drop that on them. We're making some edits right now to that lesson, Emotional Intelligence Habits, because I think it's fantastic. It's a beautiful opportunity to speak life into people, right? And that's exactly what this book did. I don't think Dr. Bradbury realized what he was onto when he wrote it. But once I did, the second half of that book, I was like, this is ours. We're taking this. I'm going to call Dr. Bradbury. Hey, sir, we're using it. We're building something from this. I'm going to reach out to the team. Hey, team, this is what we're doing. We're building something with this. You gave us some concepts that we can move with. We can grow because you know my purpose. I want to pour into others. With the time I have left, the amount of days I have, I don't know how many days are on mine until I hit my expiration date, right? So I want to pour into as many people as I can with as much information to make sure we're educating, encouraging, and inspiring until I can't do it no more. And I'm not just doing this at work. I try to do the same thing with my little ones. We call them crumb snatchers, right? My little crumb snatchers. I love them. I love talking to them, listening to their stories. And pouring into them. I try to get with them once a week to make sure that everybody's in the same room. We're just talking at least once a week. Hey, let's get us all in the same room. Let's just chat it up, man. What's going on with your worlds? And we give each other feedback. It's so cute. My son's having a Michael Jordan, LeBron James debate with me right now. Let me just say this, Michael Jordan. But anyway, he's having a debate with me right now about who is a better basketball player, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. And we were going back and forth on text, and I can't wait to have that debate with him in person here this summer. You see, so right now, my why I do what I do, why I'm fighting so hard in this first and second quarter to get to when they visit is because I'm leaving everything in the paint. I left everything here. I fought to free up space for their visit. And that motivates me, that charges me, that gives me all kind of energy because I know what this is leading to and what it's building up to right now. My purpose is to keep fighting and pouring into people. My why is because I know that when people walk away, they'll remember what they learned or at least be able to apply something. And you guys know my statement. You know my comment, right? I say I might not be the person to change the world. It will not be me. But I guarantee you I will spark the mind of someone that will. Give me the opportunity. And I love this. So what is your purpose? Are you living on purpose, in purpose, and with purpose? And it's different for everyone. That's why I'll never tell you how to find it. What lights you up when you do it? What is something that when you do it, time flies? What is something that when you're involved in it, it feels like that's what you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing? When we get up, and I grew up in the high school and elementary school and playing sports, right? I started late. I was like 9, 10 years old when I first got on the football field. My mom was worried about me getting hurt, and I was chubby, so I was playing lineman, if you guys don't know this story already. So I got out there, started playing sports, and I didn't have a father to play sports with, so I would mimic what I saw on TV as I got older. I was watching these guys on TV, how to catch, how to run, how to spin, all these things in football. Track was easy because track was just natural ability and speed. I wasn't the fastest, but I got better and better as time went on. And over the years, I got pretty quick. And then I even, as a short guy, 5'8", I figured out how to do the hurdles. And now I'm doing the 300-meter hurdles in high school. And if you guys have never ran track, running track in itself is an art. But running track and jumping hurdles is something else completely. So I went from this little guy who's running to a little guy who's running, jumping, doing a long jump, triple jump, high jump. I was trying everything. I was living. And my purpose at that stage in my life was to live and have fun. And so I took all of that, right? All of that information and those experiences and those opportunities, and it was just beautiful for me back then. And then joining the service and then getting opportunities to speak. Let me tell you how I approach every classroom session, just like I did before a track meet or a football game. That's how I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because I feel the same love and joy and excitement. I put my headphones on. You see them back here. I put the headphones on and I get the song going that just gets me inspired, just fires me up. It could be a song, it could be a speech. Usually it's something from the Creed Part 1 or 2 soundtrack, right? The training montage, or 2 or 3. Just fires me up before the class. Then I go into class and I give them everything I got. Everything. And I know that it was a good class when people just kind of don't really know how to feel. Wow. That's crazy, right? Then you hear them in the hallway talking about pieces of it, what I would do or what I should do or what I want to try, right? Or they stay back to talk to you. I try to, and if you don't know me, if you haven't seen me teach before, I try to shoot out the room right after. I don't hang out. Tell people how to reach me. I throw out my business cards if it's one of these seminars or conferences, and I dip because I've given all of my energy to that time. Everything. Sweating. I mean, I'm telling you, it's if you think that I'm energetic or excited on the microphone, you should see the classroom. Everything I have is left in that room. Because I know right now, that moment, maybe the only time I get to speak life into that person in that seat. This is my purpose right now. And I'm living on purpose, in purpose, and with purpose. My question to you is, are you? 78.6 FM Yomaton, positive vibes of Winsome. We're talking about living with purpose. I was connecting how the things that gave me joy as a kid, I'm still able to use those same things and find it in what I do now. As an old man, 45, about to be 46 next year. Oh man, I want to think about that, right? But the things that bring me joy, make me smile, and how to find that energy. I have a teammate, and we tease him because he wears a gold chain under his polo. And I'm like, hey, man, go in there with that gold chain energy, right? Because the gold chain is something he used to do when he was younger. His wife bought the gold chain for him. So hence, you feel younger, bring that young man energy when you go in there and you're teaching these folks. And I'll tell you, when my team is in there teaching or doing something, I'm their biggest cheerleader. I go in the back sometimes just to listen, see if the energy, give him real feedback. Hey, that was a good one. That one guy, you didn't engage with him enough, so you kind of lost him. Or, hey, everybody in the room had all their eyes on you. Real feedback, because I want them tomorrow to be better than they were today. And I have some really wise, smart, powerful people on my team. And I love them. And I love everything they bring. One of them, a shout out to Sierra Ordaz, who just got picked up for MTI duty. So when she finishes her tour with us, she gets to roll back to San Antonio to become a military training instructor wearing a big black hat. Congratulations to my teammate. We're proud of you. We love you. And we can't wait to see what you do with it. She just tested for tech sergeant. This is huge. I have a team of amazing, beautiful, talented people. So I can't fail them. I can never stop doing what we do. I will never show up and not give my heart and bring my heart. And there's times I don't feel like it. And there's times where it's hard for me to roll out of bed. There's times that I'm struggling to get through the day, especially if I didn't sleep well the night before. Like whatever's going around Okinawa right now, everybody's coughing, losing their voice, and headaches and fevers. I got a little snippet of that a few weeks ago, right? I'm getting my voice back still. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep showing up and bringing my heart for them, for me, for those that need me, and those that love me. So my question to you is, why do you do what you do? What lights you up? What brings you energy? What's something you know you should be doing right now, but you've been kind of holding off, waiting for it to come, or thinking about and haven't taken any actions towards it? And again, remember, what lights me up may not light you up. What brings me joy and energy may be completely different for you. That's why I'll never say I'm going to help you find your purpose, but I guarantee you if we have a long enough conversation or a few of them, I can help you find your why. Because we need you to start there. Why do you do what you do? What motivates you? What encourages you? What uplifts you? What brings you energy? Who are those people that you're fighting for? Why are you doing it? Who needs you to win? Who needs you to succeed? Who are you trying to support? Who are you loving on? Who needs that victory? What at the end of this finish line? Who else is benefiting other than you? When you can pull all of that together, piece it all together, and understand why you do what you do, then you're tackling the first piece. Simon said it. I love it. I'll repeat it. Start with why. Find your why. Right? And then it's going to help you while you're trying to navigate your purpose, no matter what you do in your life right now. Because remember what I always tell you, and I will repeat this until I'm done speaking on FM Yoma Time. You are not bound to be today the same person that you were yesterday. You can be, do, or have anything you put your mind to. We're trying to be a realistic vision, and example of exactly that. 2 years ago, everything that I'm doing right now was a vision. 5 years ago, everything that I'm doing right now was a thought. 7 years ago, I had no idea what I wanted to do next. We'll be right back after this break. Go. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winston. We're in the last block. Tomorrow I'm on the American Forces Network, 89.1. I'll be talking about just this, man. Or actually, I said tomorrow. This is Saturday. I'm on AFN on Monday, right? So I'll be there speaking, talking about FM Yomatan and this being a part of the journey and Positive Vibes radio show. And the message is spiritual well-being. Man, I got into a crazy conversation about 2 weeks ago with a young man, very wise young man, and he comes in and we're talking about SPIRE and the SPIRE model for happiness, right? Or anti-fragility, however you want to say it. And the SPIRE model talks about spiritual well-being, being present, being mindful. I mean, you can go down a list of being in the moment, right? And what I tell you guys at the beginning, a lot of us are chasing the future. What we can't get to yet, what we can't see. We don't have a clear target yet, right? We're chasing it. And then a lot of people are still are being held back from moving forward because of things that they've experienced in the past, traumas, situations, stressors. And then so living in the past, we talk about that's moving towards depression. And focusing too much in the future, that's moving towards anxiety. So how do you find that happy middle to where you can actually be present and be in the moment and appreciate what you have right now? That is what we're trying to teach. Because when you're doing that, you're experiencing gratitude. When you're doing that, you're experiencing hope. When you're doing that, you're experiencing optimism. So if we can teach that, we can teach people to be in the moment, present, appreciate what they have, be grateful, just being here and connected in love with who they are, what they've been given, the opportunities that they experience, and the journey itself. But this young man, he got the acronym, like a quick breakdown of it, and he wanted to provide feedback of a 10-minute acronym breakdown versus an hour and a half, 2-hour course. I take feedback for what it is, but I didn't appreciate the way he did it. And so I told him that. I said, I will take feedback all day, any day, but I want to tell you something. You've never sat through the course. I would have expected, based on what I know of you, that you would have said, curious, I have feedback. Let me sit through the course and see what this is actually about. And then connecting that 10-minute overview, the full 2-hour block, provide feedback and say, hey, this is what I caught. This is what I want to share. And I explained this, and he was like, hey, that's a fair fact. I did. I don't know. You don't know anything about it, but you wanted to rush to feedback, right? Sometimes you got to slow down. Sometimes you got to just, and I'm not ashamed or afraid of those conversations. I'm very open. I told him that I appreciate the feedback. And I take it is for what it is, but I also want to suggest something to you. Sit through the class. Because me breaking down a full acronym in 10 minutes versus a 2-hour session where we're talking about spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional well-being. And how this can help someone help someone on their journey to fulfillment, joy, happiness. Think about this. You sit through the class, and if you don't feel moved, or if you don't feel like we connected the dots, then tell me where I missed the mark. But don't be in such a rush to provide feedback if you don't have anything to base it on or enough, because it's kind of empty at that point. But I was kind, because when you come from a place of love with any message, people receive it differently. I wasn't defensive. I wasn't arrogant. I wasn't challenging him. I came from a place of true love and care. And I said, but I'm going to offer it up to you. And I'm not going to change me, right? I'll take any feedback and make any adjustments that need to be made, but I'm not going to change the message, because the message is beautiful, because the intent is there. Now, if I need to tweak some things after you sit through the class, you being a psychology major, right? You're going towards your PhD soon. We can talk about it. Give me some love, some feedback, inputs, suggestions. I'll take it. But in this situation, it was really one of those conversations. I say, hey, bro, let me just, before we finish and move on, I just want to tell you, I appreciate the feedback, but I don't appreciate your intent. Don't break down something that you haven't even seen yet. Why would I say that? Listen to me. Why would I think it's important to have that conversation? I love the book, Happy No Matter What. Then we had a example of when 3 different people walking through a construction site, and the first person said, we're creating something. The second person said, I'm building a wall. And the third person had a full picture. Listen to me. We're creating a beautiful structure that'll be utilized by 250 people. They can come and they can bring their kids. They can eat here. They go swim. He had the full picture. So listen to and understand when you go to that first person that doesn't have a full sight picture, just snippets, or just is told, put this all together and build something. I'm building something. Don't really know what it is. Second person, I am creating a wall. He just has a snippet, a sample of the picture. But then the right person is the one that actually took the time to understand, to get a full picture, to see that this can be something beautiful. This is going to be something amazing when I put the energy, the time, and how all of this is going to come together. And that's what I was asking of him. I said, right now, you're the dude who in between the rubble and the wall. You don't have the full picture. So seek the full picture. So I'm going to give it to you. This is my chance right now, my opportunity. I owe you this because you walked into my office. I'm going to give you the full picture and where this goes in a 2-hour session and how this connects in that 2-hour session, not a 10-minute overview, not even 5-minute overview. He appreciated it. Came back the next day, gave me a hug, and was like, I don't even know why I did that. I get it. 100%. Sometimes we move because you were between the rubble and the wall. You couldn't see the full picture. I give it to you. I ain't ashamed to do it. Listen to me, 78.6 FM Yomatan, positive vibes with Winsome. I'm so excited, man, to be back here. A lot of this has been going on in my mind. We had all these experiences, so many beautiful things coming. We have the LeMay team coming next week. They're going to inspect my team, all the things we've been doing, some of the stuff I talked about this year. They're coming to see it in person because you can write it up, but some people just want to make sure this really is how amazing or how cool people are saying it is. Let me see it in real life, right? So the LeMay team is coming. I can't wait to meet everyone who's coming to see what we've built. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be able to showcase your team, right? And it's with all humility. This has been something that started with a vision and has developed into exactly what you see and hear, or get to travel all over the world speaking life into people, right? The McDaniel Center for Professional Development. And then we also have next week, I think next week is pretty chill after that. I don't have as many classes to teach, right? My teammate's going over to the Armed Forces Blood Bank, and I'm going to go and support them. He's going to be speaking of intentional living. So over on the other side of town. Today, I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to leave this show and go down to the lighthouse and soak in some new energy for the new week. All right, tomorrow I'll do some cleaning. Make sure I can start my day without clutter, my week without clutter next week, because my car looks like I lived in it all week, right? That's how you know I'm busy. My car looks like I've been living in there, sleeping in the back, but I haven't, right? The house looks the same. Trust me, in, out, sleep. Sleep, out, gone. That's it. Shower, sleep, whatever the order is. I know I've been busy this week. It's been crazy. As you heard about preparing to make sure other people are succeeding, making sure we're prepared for this inspection, making sure I'm taking care of my team, teaching, the conferences. It's been an amazing journey, and I would never complain about any of it because all of it was beautiful, and all of it is based on what has been created and the opportunities that led up to today. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. Today we talked about being purposeful, living in purpose, on purpose, and with purpose. I can't wait to talk to you next week, and I have no clue what we're going to bring in because it always comes from the heart. It's unscripted. Even when I look at my phone over here, I just have the little tagline on there, right? What am I talking about today? No script. You are loved, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsome. I'll see you next week.